Hey friend, it is your creative weird makeup artist pal Cat Sketch to bring you guys another makeup transformation in the Twisted Wizard of Oz series. Today I thought we would tackle the Cowardly Lion. The Cowardly Lion always wanted courage, so I thought we would do a little bit of play on that. Maybe add some candy from the Lollipop Kids, stuck in his gorgeous hair. I thought we would talk about the differences between the Wizard of Oz movie and books today while turning into our version of the Cowardly Lion, so let's get started. The Wizard of Oz premiered in August 12th, 1939 in Wisconsin. And quarters of a century later, this story of Dorothy and her friends still endures today. L. Frank Baum received $75,000 for the rights to his book. The movie ended up costing $2.8 million to make, a lot back then, and grossed more than $22 million at the box office. Hopefully Baum got something on the back end. But Dorothy did not have ruby slippers in Baum's books. The heroine's shoes were actually silver in the Wonderful Wizard of Oz books, but changed for the movie to make more of a colorful spectacle. MGM still owns the copyrights on the ruby slippers, which is why you don't see Dorothy wearing it in anything else, even though the original author's works are now in public domain. The filming in Technicolor was difficult. Technicolor required more light than normal films, so temperatures on set were often 100 degrees Fahrenheit or more. Also, Judy Garland's white dress was actually pink, which was apparently easier to shoot in Technicolor. A Jell-O powder was used to make horses a different color because before CGI movie magic like purple horses were created, they had to use simple Jell-O powder through the Emerald City scenes, which had to be shot quickly because the horses would keep kicking off the Jell-O powder. The original film contains many hidden references to Baum's original books. A wooden sawhorse appears in the background of the Tin Man scenes. A sawhorse is brought to life in Baum's The Land of Oz. The book The Wizard of Oz, the official 75th anniversary companion, also notes Miss Gulch has an umbrella attached to her bicycle early in the movie to foreshadow water's effects on her Oz persona. The Wicked Witch of the West, who carries an umbrella in Baum's books, and not a broom. Glinda was 18 years older than the Wicked Witch. Margaret Hamilton, who played Miss Gulch and the Wicked Witch, was 36 years old. However, the makeup on that nose made her look much older than Billie Burke, who was 54 years old, who played Glinda, the Good Witch of the North. The cast almost featured Buddy Epstein and Shirley Temple. Garland was 16 when the movie was made, but the 11-year-old Shirley Temple nearly played Dorothy. Buddy Epstein, who played Jed Clampett on the Beverly Hillbillies, was originally cast as the Tin Man, but quit after an allergic reaction to the aluminum dust in his makeup. Jack Haley took over the role and got an eye infection from the aluminum paste that was eventually used. Was Toto the dog in the movie actually paid more than the Munchkins themselves? Dorothy's dog, whose real name is Terry, allegedly got paid $125 per week for the movie, while the actors who played the Munchkins got $50. And it's not like Toto was professional at all times either. If you watch the movie closely, you'll see steam tooting out of the Tin Man's head scared him into running out of a shot. 7 Munchkin actors, Jerry Marin, Mickey Carroll, Ruth L. Robinson, Margaret Pellegrin, Meinhard Raab, Carl Kosicki, and August Clarence Swinson were later rewarded with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 2007. There has been a long rumor and claims and stories of one of the Munchkin actors committing suicide during the film, and the body allegedly seen hanging in a tree in the background where Dorothy and the Scarecrow and the Tin Man entered the woods. But there have been many YouTube videos that reported this fake. And like we said before, some say that it was not only exotic birds on set, but it could have also been a crane on set. The original cut to the Wizard of Oz movie was actually 11 minutes longer. The film that everyone's seen is 101 minutes long, but the original version shown at test screenings was 112 minutes. Many of the cuts supposedly came from The Wicked Witch, said to be too scary for children. Some of the originals that were cut mention the Wicked Witch of the West screaming, "Surrender, Dorothy, or die," in a scene where the Tin Man was covered in bees, apparently. Professor Marvel never gave Dorothy back her photo of Auntie M. Maybe it was in the original cut, but Marvel wasn't just a scam artist, he was also a thief, apparently. The Scarecrow's brain that he received isn't very smart. After getting a brain, the Scarecrow refers to the Pythagorean theorem about isosceles triangles, but the math whiz knows he said it incorrectly. Apparently, the actor Ray Bolger struggled to remember the line, and the director Victor Fleming simply used his best take. An Oz sequel almost happened in the 1940s. It may seem like Hollywood makes sequels out of everything these days, but A Wizard of Oz 2 almost happened 7 decades ago. Word is the project was scrapped after Hamilton, who was injured during the film, resisted, and Garland became too big of a star. Bolger apparently also wasn't too keen about it, after his fantastical prosthetic was said to leave lines on his face nearly every year after filming. But there are plenty of other Oz spin-offs that have happened since then. Diana Ross, Michael Jackson, and Richard Pryor starred in the 1978's The Wiz musical. Disney made a return to Oz in 1985, starring Fairuza Balk as Dorothy. Miss Piggy played witches in The Muppets of Wizard of Oz in 2005, with Kermit, Fozzie, and Gonzo as the Scarecrow, Lion, and Tin Man. James Franco starred in the last year's Oz, The Great and Powerful prequel, and its 2014's animated Legend of Oz, Dorothy's Return. Featured the voices of Lea Michele, Dan Aykroyd, James Belushi, and Kelsey Grammer. There are dozens of others, including the TV miniseries Tin Man in 2006 that starred Zooey Deschanel as DG alongside Alan Cumming, Richard Dreyfuss, and Scouse University alumni Neil MacDonald in an upcoming medical drama called Dorothy. How did Baum actually come up with the name Oz? The Wizard of Oz, the official 75th anniversary companion, claims that the central New York native got the name from his filing cabinets, which were all labeled A through N and O through Z. The Wizard of Oz actually had 14 writers. It may seem crazy to modern movies with 5 or 6 writers or directors dropping out of projects, but in 1939, the film had 5 directors and 14 writers, trying to bring Baum's story to life. Fleming actually slapped Garland to get her from stopping laughing, which we all have known in previous videos is actually true. There are multiple stories that claim that this happened, that Garland kept giggling while trying to slap the Cowardly Lion in a scene, and the director took her aside and slapped her. And then she apparently nailed the scene in one take. Very scary that it had to come to that. There's actually a lot of difference from the books and the movie. Surprise movies aren't often like the books that they're based on, and Baum's Tale has at least 40 major differences from the film adaptation. The Tin Man was originally a woodsman who received a stuffed satin heart, but in his chest and patched over with tin. That was a lot more difficult to film than simply handing an actor a heart-shaped clock. The Dark Side of the Rainbow, and yes, you could really play Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon album while watching The Wizard of Oz on mute. Many scenes match up well with the music, making it look like the world's longest music video, just by a weird coincidence. The Wicked Witch's death certificate plays tribute to Baum. According to the Huffington Post, the Munchkin coroner declares, when the Munchkin coroner pronounces the Wicked Witch of the East, the one who had the house dropped on her, really most sincerely dead, he holds a death certificate dated May 6, 1939, the 19th anniversary of Baum's death. I mean, we didn't go through all 40 of the differences of the movie from the story, but those were most of them that are very well known wrapped up. I hope you guys enjoyed me turning into the Cowardly Lion in my twisted version of it. Credit goes to the Syracuse Entertainment articles that I've researched from. This was so much fun to make, and I hope you guys enjoy. Leave a comment down below on what you would love to see on this channel next. I cannot wait to turn into more characters from Oz and go over some very fascinating topics from the books or movies. I appreciate you all so much for watching. You can follow me on TikTok, Instagram, I'm everywhere. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.